What is up, y'all? My name is Matt from 2Game, and we're here with a special edition episode number 13. We're gonna do a live reaction to the PS5 Showcase that happened. What was it? Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. I've had a couple of days to sit on it. So yeah, we're gonna jump into the playlist for this week, and then we're gonna jump into all the games and the launch details for the PS5. Gonna get some housekeeping out the way. Shout out to all the Patreon supporters at the $20 tier: Carmen Edmonds, Eric Hernandez, and Sharon Petrie. We appreciate y'all's support, and we could not do this without y'all. As far as Patreon goes, obviously the people watching the live stream of this, you are a Patreon supporter, so this doesn't really apply to you. But for the audio listeners, go to our patreon.com/2game, the number 2, and consider supporting us at the $5 tier, $10 tier, and $20 tier. And that's why we can bring y'all better content with better equipment. I'm about to close out my YouTube series with Mortal Shell. I think I have one more episode. I'm hoping the final boss, doesn't kick my ass too much. So if I can beat him, hopefully it'll be one episode. And then Christian has a couple episodes left of his fairy tale run as well. So after Mortal Shell, I think I'm going to jump into Doom Eternal, and then Final Fantasy VII Remake. Hopefully I can get some of those games knocked out before the big... We'll talk about it some more, but basically the clusterfuck at the end of this year. So yeah, that's going to be a housekeeping for this week. First off, we're going to talk about our playlist, and then we're going to jump into Final Fantasy 16, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Hogwarts Legacy, Resident Evil 8 Village, Demon Souls, and then we're going to talk about the PlayStation Plus collection and the newly announced God of War 2, Ragnarok. Just first off the gate, before we talk about PS5, I do want to talk to y'all about the launch details. So basically, there's 2 editions of the PS5. There's the PS5 Disc Edition, which is going to run you at $499. They have an all-digital version, and that's going to cost you $399. Those are going to be released on November 12th here in the U.S. and a bunch of other countries. And then apparently they delaying it a week for the rest of the world. I don't know what's up with that, but hey, we get it on the 12th. So shout out to that. Playlist for this week. Honestly, the episode assortment is all jumbled up. So I've already recorded an episode. It was technically supposed to be 13, but we're kind of switching things around for this. So you're going to kind of see things similar in the similar playlist that I have for the next episode, which is going to be this episode. So I've been watching Dredd, the Judge Dredd movie with Carl Urban. Fantastic fucking movie. Everybody should watch it because it's amazing. And that's really the only thing I've been watching here the last week or so. I've been listening to, actually, the new Fit for a King album came out today, and my God, huge erection. It's a fantastic album. You should go check it out. And I also been listening to a band called Ice Nine Kills, and they released an album. I don't know if it was last year or the year before. I'm not sure. But basically, their entire album revolves around, each song is revolved around a different horror movie. So they have a Freddy Krueger song. They have a Halloween song. My favorite is It. And it's chaotic. It's all over the place. Fantastic album. You should go check it out. It's called the Final Scream, Oh, no. I fucked that up. It's called the Silver Scream. Yeah. Okay. It's not even fucking funny anymore. Fuck y'all. Playing Mario 3D All Stars came out today. I jumped into the Mario 64 and nostalgia took over. It is exactly how I remember it. I looked at some of the highlights of the game, and yeah, nothing's changed. I remember that game like it was yesterday. And then I started playing Mario Galaxy. I've never played it. I played all of like 5 minutes of it before we got to call an ambulance, and it looked great. So there's that. And then I'm trying to summon up the courage to play through the Pokemon DLC, and I'll always get like 5 minutes into it. I'm just like, fuck this shit, man. Just fuck it. I'm just not even in the mood, and I'll end up falling asleep to it. So if that's indicative of what kind of game Pokemon has turned into this past generation. But again, so that's a playlist for the week. But yeah, you can go onto our YouTube channel and check out this video podcast after the fact. And go on to patreon.com and subscribe, and you'll be able to see this live. Hopefully, we're going to try to do it live every week. And the chat's going to be up with all the supporters, and y'all can ask any questions at any time about any of the games, topics, whatever, and we'll discuss it. It's supposed to have fun, right? So first game we're going to talk about this week is going to be Final Fantasy 16. I've only played 2 Final Fantasy games. I've played 10 and I played 12. 12 is personally my favorite out of the 2. 10, I feel like I need to go back and give it another chance. It got so boring towards the end. And honestly, it was my first game, 10 was. And I didn't understand anything in that game. So it was just like, I just really want to get the fuck through this. And I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. So, but they announced Final Fantasy 16 during this showcase. And my God, it looks amazing. Like, I've never been so excited. Well, I take that back. I'm pretty excited about Demon Souls, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. But for a Final Fantasy game, this is right up there with Final Fantasy VII Remake. It looks incredible. I'm not sure if it looks better than 7 Remake. I think 7 is still going to look ultimately better. And like I said, once I play Doom Eternal, I can finally play 7 Remake because Christian tells me it's amazing. But it's going to be the action it looks like it's going to be some 7 Remake in it. It's not going to be, turn-based or kind of this you just run around and it fights it for you. Automatic bullshit that 12 was. That was honestly, I don't know if I liked that about 12 or if I hated it about 12. I don't know. I'm not sure what kept me in the game for 12. Was it the story? I don't know. I don't know. I did like 12 more than 10 though. Because 1, it did not have Blitzball. Fuck Blitzball. Blitzball can go to hell. And I don't care what Chris Norman says. Blitzball was terrible. So the action, again, it looks super anime. If you watch the trailer, yeah, I see anime all up in that. It's very stylish in the action with their moves and their magic and shit like that. So it looks epic as fuck. Looks like it's going to be set in the medieval times. It's not going to be this futuristic fantasy that the series is known for. And so the 2 games that I've played, it kind of looks like that futuristic setting. So it's kind of nice to see this different side of it. And coming from a new guy in the series, it's already refreshing. Looks great. But I will say this. It said it in the showcase. It's emulated on a PC to look like the PlayStation 5. I don't know. I don't know. There was something about that trailer. It looked good, but at the same time, it looks like something I could play on my PlayStation 4. So I don't know how they're going to go about that. I don't know if they're Granted, I'm sure the game is in early development, so there's that. But still, it didn't look as good as it could have been, like I was expecting. It looked good. I wouldn't say amazing. And one thing I noticed about in the trailer, it looks like it's going to be one character focused versus like a team based. I don't know. The trailer was focused on one guy, and you never saw multiple people fighting any of the monsters or anything like that at one time. It was always one dude. So are they kind of changing things up in the series, or was it just that particular trailer and they just edited everybody out? I don't know. Because, I mean, they don't want to spill the beans on everybody, right? Famous summons I saw in the trailer: Shiva, Ifrit. I'm going to fuck up these names. Y'all kiss my ass. And then Phoenix was in the trailer as well. Now, I said a second ago that the game looked good, not amazing, but disclaimer, the fucking summons look dope. Dope. And then, yeah, I'm very excited to play this. And like I said, I've only played 10 and 12. I have, what is it? Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. 15? Yeah, 15 is the last mainline game. 14 was the MMO, right? I have 15 on my Xbox ready to play, but obviously that's not going to happen because, backlog. But eventually I'll get to it. 15 looks sick. I haven't really heard anything whether it's good or bad. So y'all let me know how that game is before I waste my time. Jumping into the next game of the showcase, Spider-Man Miles Morales. It is one of the most exciting games that I can remember. I'm fucking hyped for this game. So the game is supposed to be, I don't know if y'all remember Lost Legacy for Uncharted. It was supposed to be like this 10, 12-hour spin-off game of Uncharted. This is going to kind of be the same thing. The developers have said this Miles Morales story will be sort of the same length as Lost Legacy, which was 10, 12 hours. So expect about 10, 12 hours of gameplay with Miles Morales. And it's going to be attached to the previous Spider-Man game, which was fantastic. And if you haven't played it, go play it. It's going to release at $50. And you can play it on PS4 and PS5. And it will also be a PS5 launch title, which was one of my gripes about, not really a gripe, but it's a criticism because it was kind of like you're kind of fucking with us a little bit during the showcase. They put holiday 2020 and you're like, well, is this like a December, like post PS5 launch kind of thing? Or like, what the fuck are y'all doing here? You're wording it different. Like, y'all, we know you're going to give us the prices and the dates during the showcase. Just go ahead and that should have been like the first thing that happened in the showcase. Just tell us the price, tell us the date, or actually you could just told us the date and then you told us the date and then at the very end give us a price. That way all the games have, which games are coming out on launch day. And Carmen over here saying she played Final Fantasy 11 for almost 10 years. I have not played it, so I can't really tell you anything about that game. And I did not know that you were a Final Fantasy lad. Did not. I will say this: Final Fantasy, it's like a niche little area, like niche little game. So it's not like you just jump into it and you're fucking hooked. It's like you kind of have to work at it. I don't know. That's maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. But back to Miles Morales. This game is going to launch on November 12th with the PS5. I'm kind of disappointed there's not a Miles Morales edition for the PS5. I think that's a big misstep. because Christian has shown me some like mock-ups of potential skins for the PS5, and they look fucking dope. And it's Miles Morales. There's no reason why you should not have a PS5 special edition for Spider-Man. But in this game, you're going to have the villain, the Tinkerer. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know much about the Tinkerer. He's kind of like this secondary villain, B team villain. But they make him look dope in the trailer, though. Like, I want to learn more about him. So basically, he's a villain, and they're going up against this company called Roxxon, which is a energy corporation. And they're making this experimental energy source, which the Tinkerer is the head of this this high-tech army called the Underground. So basically, it's Roxxon and Underground, and they're enemies, and they fight each other. And then Miles Morales gets in the middle of it, because, you know, Spider-Man always in the wrong place at the wrong time. He looks, the Tinkerer, like I said a minute ago, he looks fucking dope. He's got this futuristic robot look to him, and I'm not, honestly, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know much about the Tinkerer, so I can't tell you much about him. And I don't know if this looks like him or if it doesn't look like him. All I can tell you, he looks dope. But I did notice that if you played the original game, the original Spider-Man game, Doc Ock was one of the main villains. And the Tinkerer has Doc Ock arms or tentacles coming out of his bag or his back at some point. So it's like, is that attached? I mean, like, are the two stories correlating with one another? Which would make sense, because why wouldn't you kind of bounce that off of the previous story, which was fucking amazing. One of the best Spider-Man stories ever. But we're going to get to the best scene in any Spider-Man game, Spider-Man movie probably, in just a second. So the combat for Miles Morales looks pretty sick, I have to say. He's got these lightning bolt attacks that he can do. He can also go invisible. And just the combat, other than that, looks exactly the same from the base game. So that's going to be... So you shouldn't have too much to learn there if you play the original. During the trailer, there's a bridge scene, and basically they're fighting. Miles Morales is fighting the Underground, and the bridge fucking falls apart. Basically, there's a section over here and then a section over here that are stable, and there's like a middle section that is falling apart with, obviously, civilians on it, people. And it's falling apart, and he's swinging through cars and shit, and he's trying to web together the bridge to get people across. It's very reminiscent of the ferry scene in Homecoming. So if you've seen that movie, it kind of looks the exact same, where he's trying to pull the two ends together, and it's just very, very cinematic, looks great. And then you can see him swinging through as the bridge is falling down into the water. He's swinging through all the shit that's coming flying down and trying to hit him. Looks fucking incredible. And that's when I said it probably is one of my favorite scenes in any Spider-Man movie or game. It's top 5 at least, because you got the the Spider-Man game, the base game, when he's finally meeting the Sinister Six. That whole scene, that whole part of the game is fucking epic. Looks great. That's in the top 5. And then basically anything out of Spider-Man 2. I mean, that fucking movie. Just sexy. One of the best comic book movies ever. So you can pick anything out of that movie. Spider-Man 3, the crane scene when he's rescuing Gwen Stacy, that was a pretty good scene. Yeah, I think that's really all I can remember from. So, anyways, go watch the trailer. It looks fucking sick. The next game on our list is Hogwarts Legacy. This game has been teased for years now, or at least a couple years. We've been hearing the rumors that there's going to be a Harry Potter RPG game, and they finally dropped a trailer. And to tell you how great it was, I mentioned these words to my wife, who is not a gamer, and she was like, "We are buying that day one because it looks like a lot of fun." Basically, it's like an open world RPG. You're going to be able to go around to different parts of like the castle, the Hogwarts castle, and then like the surrounding areas. Just from the way what they've shown from us, it looks like a huge map. So it seems like there's gonna be a lot to do. Hopefully it's like the Witcher 3 meets Harry Potter. Like there's a bunch of side quests and shit that I can go do. Like, I don't know, like one of the characters can come up to you and be like, "Hey, I want you to go do this, make this spell for me so I can ace my test or whatever." And you have to go make it and give it back to him. I don't know, shit like that. But the game is supposed to be set in the late 1800s, and you're going to be mastering spells, potions, taming fantastic beast. The beasts look fantastic, by the way. There are ogres and trolls, so you can never go wrong with that. And that's kind of like the thing of Harry Potter's trolls and ogres. So I'm all about it. The castle has your typical moving pictures and staircases. They show that through the trailer. Looks awesome. Like it looks like something that'd be on the PS5. It doesn't look like anything that would be on the PS4 or like an Xbox or anything like that. So, honestly, is this a PS5 exclusive? I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if this is a 100% PlayStation. So you're going to be able to choose your house as well. So in the Harry Potter series, Harry Potter got to basically choose which house he wanted, basically. And it looks like you're going to be able to do that too. I heard rumors that you're going to be actually, you're not going to be like a first year student. You're going to be further along and you just come out of nowhere. See, I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like if I'm going to play a Harry Potter game for the first time, start me off at year one. You can give me so much content just going through all 4 years, and that'd be great. Or not 4 years. There's 5 years, 6 years. Shit, I'm a terrible Harry Potter fan. If you haven't been able to tell. Looks like you're gonna be able to do possible Quidditch gameplay as well. They teased a girl with a broom and a Quidditch. So if I get to play Quidditch in this game, fuck yes. Fuck yes. That's going to be fucking fun. Hopefully it's not like Blitzball, though, because, like I said earlier, fuck Blitzball. It looks like they showed parts of Azkaban, Dementors. They showed a bunch of Fantastic Beasts, Dark Wizards. So it looks like there's going to be a lot to this game. And I feel like that would be the only way you can play. If you were going to make a Harry Potter game, that would be the only way that you can make it. You got to make it so much content. This has to be like a 70, 80-hour game minimum to me in order to make it worthwhile of making a Harry Potter game. But apparently your character holds the key to an ancient secret that will threaten to tear the magical world apart. Okay. So, like I said, late 1800s. So this is way before Harry Potter and his family, way before all that shit. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is right before Dumbledore becomes uh, Hogwarts headmaster. So I don't know. If I had to pick like 3 games to compare this to, it looked like Monster Hunter had a baby with Fire Emblem Three Houses, and then that baby met this other person, Breath of the Wild, and then they had a baby, and it was this game. Now, granted, Breath of the Wild is compared to everything, and strictly Breath of the Wild comparison is just the open worldness to the game. Now, Resident Evil 8 was also mentioned in the showcase, and honestly, there's not much to mention about this game that we haven't already talked about previously in our preview of the Resident Evil series. It basically opened up with Chris Redfield and this covert group. They basically knocked out Ethan from Resident Evil 7, and they're going to drag him away. So Chris Redfield is going to have some major plot to this. He's going to be a major character in this game, I think. The aesthetic of the game has this Castlevania European, like, creepy as shit vibe. Like, Dracula will be all up in this shit, and that sounds hot. There's saw witches, werewolves, zombies. They look fucking dope, by the way. Like, the RE engine looks amazing, and I can't wait to play this on a PS5 or a Xbox Series X. But again, it's going to be a first-person perspective. I think they're going to do a whole trilogy, starting with 7, and then obviously this 8, and they're going to do one with 9. I think they're going to do a trilogy of this first-person perspective before they go back to how they used to do things. But I will say, I'm getting the hint that it's going to be more horror action versus survival horror, which was the previous game. Because these monsters look fucking, like, beefy. And it looks like it's going to take a lot of firepower to cure these werewolves because, like I said, they look fucking dope and they look fucking beefy. So I don't know how I feel about it going more action-based. It's been kind of hit and miss with the Resident Evil series as far as trying to juggle the two sides of the coin, basically. The horror side and the action side. One either excels, or it's never really both, except in RE4. From what I heard, I can't play it because, the one on the Switch fucking sucks. But let's see. Demon Souls was also announced in this game. It is going to be a PS5 exclusive launch title, and my god, this game has me so fucking hyped. This was the game that sold me on getting a PS5 launch day, which, by the way, I have to brag a little bit to y'all. I got a notification I was on IGN on Twitter, and they said, hey, at 8 o'clock, Walmart's putting up pre-orders for the PS5. And I was like, fuck yeah. I got like a few minutes to get there. This is perfect. I'm not going to be after the fact. So I went to my phone real quick, entered all my information in, and yeah, I added it to my cart finally, and then it said out of stock. So that was at 8 o'clock when it went live. It said it was out of stock before it hit 8:01, and I was like, dude, there's no fucking way this shit went out of stock within less than a minute. So I kept adding it to my cart and then hitting complete purchase again. It kept saying out of stock. And I did that about 20 times. And then it finally gave me the go ahead to put the 3-digit code on the back of my credit card or my debit card. And I put it through and it said, oh, your order's successful. I was like, fuck yes, I'm playing Demon Souls, bitch. It's basically the only From Software game that I have not played. I played all the Dark Souls games, Bloodborne, Sekiro, fuck that game, and Demon Souls looks fucking incredible. And it looks like it's going to be a 1-for-1 remake as well. Because I've watched some gameplay of the original side by side with the new shit, and it looks identical. The detail in this new game is incredible. Now, From Software has no dealings with this game. It's being made by Blue Point. I'm not familiar with that development team, so I can't really give you too much background on them. But the animations, Dark Souls is known for its jankiness in the controls and the fighting. It feels kind of stiff. Shout out. And that's what I love about it, right? It's not the smooth game, but it's not smooth, but it's not like fucked up. Does that make sense? I don't know. If you play Dark Souls, you know what I'm talking about. But the animations look smooth. They're quick. They're clean. It doesn't, like, the look of it doesn't, like, I don't get that Dark Souls feel. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it looks fucking sick though. And I did notice that they did a little boss fight in the game, and the dude died, as per the normal. But it looks like you can recover quicker after a shield break or a stamina break, and that seems like it would be a good step. I'm hoping they don't bring this down a notch with difficulty to appease the masses, because this isn't From Software, like I said, not From Software that's making this game or remaking the game. It's Blue Point. So I don't want them to change the difficulty. I just want them to make this game look sick and fucking dope, which it does already. I don't need it to be easy. Okay? If I want easy games, I'll go fucking play something. I'll go fucking play Pokemon if I want an easy game. I'm not playing this game for easy. But if y'all want to hear our difficulty in games discussion, go back to one of our first episodes and you'll hear our thoughts all about that, because I don't play Dark Souls to get off easy. Again, shout out. Oh, also, Sony announced that the games for the PS5, the exclusives, are going to be $70. Christian and I talked about this several weeks ago. We were talking about, is it worth $70 to play a game? You better be giving me some goddamn content to be $70. Okay? I know all these developers are listening to the show. You better be giving me some good shit. Now, granted, Demon Souls looks fucking dope. I can't say it enough. I don't know if... I know they're rebuilding this game from the ground up, but they're not really changing gameplay. They're not changing story. It's just basically building graphics. So, I mean, I'm not a game designer by any means, but I don't see why that would be $70. I don't know. Miles Morales is going to be $50. Bitch, you're charging me $50 for a 10-hour game? That's fucked up. Now, granted, they're not going the way of Capcom when they released RE3 Remake, which was, 6-7 hours, and they charged you $60 for that game. Fuck you, Capcom. You go eat a dick. So, yeah, Demon Souls looks awesome. And then let's talk about the PS Plus collection, which I was very surprised. Now, the Xbox Showcase, Microsoft announced, they have their Game Pass. That's basically what they're playing for next gen. That's what they want you to buy an Xbox for, is Game Pass. And we were all wondering, what will Sony do? Are they going to give you these games for free? Are they going to have a Game Pass? Everybody was thinking this. And they finally announced a Game Pass like thing for the PlayStation 5. So basically, if you have a PS Plus subscription on the PlayStation 5, you get, I'm going to list all these games. You can play these. You can download the games and play them as long as you have that PS Plus subscription. You can play God of War, The Last of Us, Uncharted 4, Battlefield 1, Monster Hunter World, Fallout 4, Final Fantasy 15, The Last Guardian, Ratchet and Clank, Infamous Second Son, Days Gone, Bloodborne, shout out, best game ever. Detroit Become Human, I've heard that game is shit. Batman Arkham Knight, pretty good. Mortal Kombat X10, I mean, what the fuck is, I don't know, I don't play fighting games. So, go fight yourself. Persona 5, Until Dawn, and RE7 Biohazard. Now, I have a bunch of these games. Whether I've played them is a different story because this is a running joke on the show. I have a huge ass backlog. So yeah, on launch day, all those games you can play on your PS5. Now, Sony also announced that they're going to have backwards compatibility for PS4, and they said like 99% of the games on PS4 can be played on the PS5. And the final announcement at the showcase was the game that has been rumored for months, if not the last year or so. And I haven't played it, the first game, God of War 2. And they didn't say it's God of War 2 Ragnarok, but they said Ragnarok is coming. Shout out. It was basically a small teaser. Nothing was shown like story-wise, gameplay. There was nothing. All it was the God of War logo with some icy shit going on. Like maybe they're going to be more of a frozen wilderness. I don't know. And it said Ragnarok is coming in 2021. So hype is real for that, right? So I got to play God of War before fucking number 2 comes out. So I know if you played God of War, you're obviously excited about the game. And I was really hoping to play God of War before the clusterfuck that's going to happen in November. Let's just talk. Let's off the top of my head, let's talk about what's coming out in November. Cyberpunk 2077, which is not expected to be as long as The Witcher 3, but it's still going to be a lengthy ass game. Now, from what I understand, I've exceeded this already. It's supposed to take you 60 hours to play through the main story of The Witcher 3. Like if you just fucking speedrunning the main story, and then it could take up to 170, 180 hours to beat the entire game. They said it's going to be smaller than The Witcher 3. So let's say 60 hours just for the main game. And then you got all your side shit. I mean, you're looking at like 125. I'm thinking it's going to be around 125, 130 hour game just doing everything. So, yeah. So we're going to go 100 plus hour game, Cyberpunk 2077. Then you have Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which comes out, a week before? That's launching with the PS5 as well. And Odyssey was also a game that was 125 hours. This game is not supposed to be as long. So we're going to say 100-ish hours. So 2 100-hour games in the span of a week. Okay? Then you got Miles Morales, which is supposed to be around 10 hours. Then you got Demon Souls, which is probably around 40 or 50, I'm assuming, if it's going to be a normal Dark Souls type game. I think those are the main games that are coming out that week. Yeah, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. But regardless, if there's more games, just rambling off those fucking 4 games, it's going to take me forever to play through those games. Like, fuck you guys. That sucks. But regardless, I am very excited for the PS5. As I said, I've already pre-ordered mine. I am officially a Sony pony, as people would say, I guess. I really wish Xbox had better shit, better games. They got the console, they got the controller. They just don't have the games. and you got to have games if you're going to be a gaming console. I mean, who would have fucking thought, right? So, yeah. Well, guys, I think this is going to conclude the live stream and this episode for the week. I'm seriously hoping Christian will come back in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So maybe I'll stop hearing me ramble on for 40, 45 minutes by myself. But we do have a decently good episode coming when he does come back. I already have it fucking saved. I'm not using it for anything else. We're going to be talking about retro games. And we kind of had this discussion of what would be considered a retro game, what era. We're going from 2000 and prior, nothing above 2000. So we've already made that line in the dirt. And we're going to be talking about our favorite games, our favorite consoles. Dan is going to come back. We're going to be lighting that motherfucker up. We're going to be arguing amongst each other about the best games. And I have a list, and I think I got up to 12 that I can fucking remember now. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully Christian comes back. Like I said, the next few weeks, he's over in Lake Charles. And I know everybody's missing him dearly. As far as anything else I need to let y'all know, I don't think so. So I appreciate y'all joining me for episode 13. If you're listening to the audio only for this, go to our YouTube channel, 2Game, and you can watch the video of the episode as well. I'm going to upload that Monday along with this episode, so you can either watch the video format or you can watch the audio only format, whichever you prefer. You know, we're here to try to bring y'all more content, try to get you more ways to watch. Hopefully this branches out into a different medium and, you know, shit like that. So, again, thanks to the few of y'all that joined me on the live stream. Again, go to patreon.com/2game and consider joining. And you can also jump in the chat and watch these live streams every week. So I will see y'all next time. Y'all take it easy.